On today's menu, we're making lumpias. We're gonna start off with ground chicken, green onion, and some garlic. Dude, look at this big ass carrot. We're gonna grate that and throw it in, as well as some water chestnuts, minced. Now this is really just there for the texture, you know, it's a little bit crunchy. Moving on, we're gonna season it with a little bit of pepper, salt, and soy sauce. Give that a mix until you get a concoction that looks like this. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to wrap. And there's a lot of different techniques of how to approach this. You can cut the wrappers into triangles, and then roll it like a typical egg roll, and then seal it off with some egg white. Pros and cons, it is very beautiful, but it is time consuming. I would honestly just recommend you roll it like a carpet and cut it in half. Okay, either way you roll it, your back is going to start hurting. How am I 21 years old with back issues, huh? Anyways, we're gonna fry these in some hot oil until they're golden brown. And you're gonna want to do this in batches, okay? Do not just plop the whole plate of lumpias inside. Once you're done, plate it, add a little bit of parsley. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Serve it with some sweet and sour sauce or banana ketchup. But I would rather eat a jean jacket before I eat ketchup. On today's menu, we're making Swedish meatballs. In a big ass bowl, we're gonna combine breadcrumbs, cow milk, heavy whipping cream, one singular egg, a little bit of garlic, pepper, salt, and finally all-purpose seasoning, which I have never used before in my life. Anyways, give that a good mix and let it vibe out for about 10 minutes while we cut an onion. What we want is really small, fine pieces, okay? Toss them in there along with some parsley. And lastly, but not the leastly, we're gonna add ground beef and pork. My store only had 95% fat-free pork, which I would not recommend because it tastes like a Timberland boot. Anyways, mix everything together, and we're gonna take our meat mixture and roll it into the size of a golf ball. Moving on, get yourself a pan on high heat, throw in some olive oil and a little bit of butter, and we're just gonna basically brown our meatballs on all sides, okay? I mean, just look at that crust. Yes! Once you're ready to eat, throw it onto a plate, and you can eat it plain or you could serve it with some gravy, and then add some parsley. I had to make this because I miss going to IKEA, eating the meatballs, and buying furniture that would eventually break in a few months. I miss. On today's menu, we're making garlic knots. Get yourself a can of biscuit dough, and we're gonna cut each individual piece in half. Roll those bad boys out until they're about 5 inches long, which also happens to be the length of a fallopian tube. Anyways, we're gonna have to tie these into knots. Just imagine like you're tying your shoes, you know? Repeat the steps until you don't have any more dough. Let that just vibe on the side while we work on our topping. A little bit of unsalted melted butter, table salt, Italian seasoning. We have some parsley in there, garlic powder, and some fresh Parmesan cheese. Do not use pre-grated cheese because they just don't melt. I think it has something to do with the preservative. Anyways, we're gonna take a brush and brush the butter onto our knots, and you should get something that looks like this. Whoa, kind of like dumplings. Throw them into the oven at 400 degrees for about 10 minutes. Take them out, and yeah, not gonna lie, these came out the oven kind of ugly. Anyways, we're just gonna plate them, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, I'm not one to biscuit shame, but the biscuits at Red Lobster, but these though, this one's just built different, man. Just truly spectacular. And these fit perfectly in your mouth. First things first, we're gonna get ourselves a big ass bowl and crack an egg in there, a little bit of milk, give that a mix, and just let that vibe on the side. Damn, this video is kind of going fast. In a separate bowl, we're gonna add flour, baking powder, salt, crushed red peppers, and Italian seasoning, and we're gonna combine the two bowls to make a, I don't even know what you would call this. Is this considered a dough? Anyways, we're gonna cut up some pepperoni. Personally, I cut mine into quarters, but you can do whatever you want. Moving on, we're gonna add two different types of cheese, which is just mozzarella and Parmesan, and you're gonna end up with something like this. It kind of looks like chunky baby food right now, but that's because we're not done. We're gonna scoop the mixture into a cupcake pan, about 50% of the way. Add some more ronis on top and throw them in the oven at 375 degrees for about 15 minutes or so. Oh, and the crowd goes wild. Throw on some parsley, and that's pretty much it. Now you can eat this with a side of marinara, or you can eat it dry. These remind me of the ones that my mom used to make for me when I was a kid. Psych, she never made me this. When I was a kid, all I ever ate was mama ramen noodles. Don't let the straw hat fool you, she's evil. First things first, we're gonna get ourselves some clean Rousseau potatoes, and we're literally just gonna bake them in the oven at 350 degrees for 1 hour. Now, since we have a long time to wait, we're gonna cook ourselves some bacon. Now that I think about it, I could've just microwaved this. Anyways, cut them up into little pieces, and now we're gonna focus on our filling, which is pretty much just sour cream, milk, a little bit of butter, smoked cheddar cheese, salt, pepper, and some green onion. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Once your potatoes are done, let them vibe out for a little bit because they're hella hot. Cut them in half, and we're gonna scoop our potato guts out into our our bowl. I'm pretty sure I burnt off all my fingerprints, but that's okay because at least the government can't track me now. Mix everything in the bowl until it's nice and smooth and taste a bit of it to see if you like it. If you do like it, we're gonna put our potato mixture back into our potato skins, give it top it off with some more cheese and bacon, and bake it for another 15 minutes or until the cheese melts. Ooh, the love of my life, parsley. And that's pretty much it. This cooking shit is what? Easy. Ahaha. Your store might be out of toilet paper, but I bet you they still have potatoes. First things first, get yourself a rotisserie chicken. I think I got mine for like $4 at Walmart. You might want to check that out. Anyways, we're gonna use our fingers to tear apart the chicken into shreds like so. And really quickly, we're gonna cut up a little bit of cilantro. This is optional though, because I feel like cilantro has like no flavor at all. Okay, in a bigger bowl, we're gonna throw in some of our chicken, add your buffalo sauce and some ranch. I know some of you guys are gonna be like, ugh, just trust the process, okay? 1 entire bag of Mexican 4-blend cheese in. And lastly, add your salt, pepper, and cilantro that we just cut up. Give it a mix until it looks something like this, boom, and just let that vibe on the side. Get yourself a pan, medium heat, throw some oil in there, add your 10-inch flour tortilla, throw in your chicken mixture on 1/2 and then fold it over. Press it down with a spatula and you want to cook on each side for about 2 minutes. Now mine might look a little bit burnt, but damn, is it raining that hard? Oh my god, do you guys hear that shit? Huh? Add some parsley. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This cooking shit is easy. Just a quick little snack that I wanted to make. It's been 1 week of quarantine and I gained like 3 pounds from eating. What the fuck? What else is there to do? Okay, first things first, get yourself a big ass bowl and some instant coffee. Into the bowl, we're gonna throw in equal parts coffee, white sugar, and hot water. Now, I do not have a hot water dispenser, so I had to boil it manually. It took a bit longer, but that's okay because bitch, we are in quarantine. Once you have everything in there, get yourself a hand mixer, and we're just gonna beat our mixture until it's like a light caramel brown. I decided to add more sugar just because I'm an asshole and I like my coffee sweet. Once you get something like this, try it out to see if you like it. If you do, let that vibe on the side, and get yourself a cup and some almond milk. Boom, milk in. I didn't have ice at home, so I got myself some McDonald's ice in. And finally, you pour the froth on top. Ooh, this barista shit is easy. JK. If you really think about it, this is really just like a reverse latte. You know what I mean? It was pretty good. But what I did was I took my cookie, dunked it in there, ate the cookie, and that, ladies and gentlemen, and non-binary individuals, hits different. Let's go. This is me wanting to go outside, but I can't because I'm trying to be responsible. Bro, look at this apron that a viewer sent me. This shit cute. Anywho, in a bowl, we're gonna get ourselves some flour, along with a pinch of baking powder and baking soda. To be honest with you, I don't even know what the hell this does. I thought baking soda was to make your fridge smell good. Anywho, let that vibe on the side while we work on our wet ingredients, okay? Throw in just a little bit of butter, melt it just a bit, add in some brown and white sugar. It was at this point where I was like, damn, this shit is kind of unhealthy. Throw a chicken egg in there and add some vanilla extract, and mix it until you get something that resembles peanut butter. Combine the 2 bowls that we just made, and boom, that's our cookie dough. Let's go. Now we're gonna throw in some chocolate chunks. You can use chocolate chips too, but they kind of creep me out because they're a little bit too perfect. We're gonna take our cookie dough and roll it into a golf ball size and transfer onto a baking tray. And we're gonna bake these at 375 degrees for 8 to 10 minutes. I was hella hungry, so I just made myself a quick little snack while I waited. Take them out and transfer onto a plate. And there you go. This cooking shit is easy. Boom, well done cookie. This cookie right here is like a medium rare. If you're stuck at home with nothing to do, you might as well make some cookies. Quarantine and bake. Ahaha. First things first, get yourself a can of crescent rolls. In 1 can, you're gonna get about 8 pieces, right? Cut each piece into 3. 8 times 3 is 52, so you're gonna end up with that many pieces total, okay? Moving on, I got myself some mini cocktail sausages, and we're gonna roll them onto the dough from the thick side to the skinny side. Bro, I came out the womb rolling spring rolls, so this shit was easy. Anywho, transfer onto a baking tray and let it vibe on the side until we get some butter. Melt the butter and brush it all over our rolls. This is my mom, a 5-time convicted felon of stealing my food. Now for the top. If you're Caucasian, put your hands up. If you know the seasoning, say what's up, what's up. Ooh, everything but the big old seasoning sprinkled on top. And we're gonna bake these in the oven at 375 for about 10 minutes. Okay, cool, take them out and we're gonna plate it. Add just a little bit of parsley, butter spray just to make it look shiny. And that's pretty much a wrap. That's how I made pigs in a blanket. Look at this shit, Newton in a blanket, eating pigs in a blanket. Let's go. These remind me of the pretzel dogs at Auntie Anne's that I used to get as a kid. Anyway, First things first, get yourself a waffle maker, plug it in, and turn it on to the max. Then get yourself some cinnamon rolls and make sure that it says grand on the box, okay? Lay it out, and it already comes with icing, but I'm gonna make my own because I've never made icing before, so this is my chance. Once your waffle maker is heated, we're just gonna spray it down with some butter spray. Take your cinnamon roll and put it straight smack cuts into the middle of the waffle machine. And we're just gonna cook for 2 to 3 minutes or until it's golden brown. Let that just vibe out on the side, and for our icing, we're gonna need approximately half a box of cream cheese. Boom. A little bit of powdered sugar. A couple tablespoons of maple syrup, and I'm using sugar-free because I'm trying to stay healthy. And lastly, a tad bit of almond milk. I gave it a mix, and that shit came out looking like some chunky milk, So I busted out my hand mixture to get a more even consistency, and it turned out pretty good. Okay, cool. Plate your waffle and just drizzle your icing all over. And that's pretty much it. This cooking stuff is easy. Ahaha. Cinnamon rolls have a soft spot in my heart because I would always go to the mall, but I could never afford them, so I would just steal like 10 samples. You know what I'm saying? Get yourself some imitation crab, cut them into little pieces, and throw them into a big ass bowl. Then add some cream cheese, microwave it for a few seconds or until it's softish. Boom, a little bit of garlic, some green onions, and a few drops of Worcestershire sauce. Give it a good mix and tell me this shit don't be looking like some coleslaw from KFC. Let it vibe out on the side while we beat up an egg in a bowl. This is basically gonna be our glue. Alright, cool, get yourself some wrappers, and honestly, I bought the wrong ones because I'm an idiot. Get your wrapper and put a scoop of that mixture straight into the middle. Bow, hello. And we're just gonna seal it off with a little bit of our egg. Okay, motherfucker, are we making boomerangs? Cause what the hell is this? So I cut my wrappers into smaller pieces and basically folded my life away. This was me after making like 50 pieces. I felt like my soul left my body, bro. Anyways, we're gonna fry these in some hot oil for about 2 minutes or until they're golden brown like so. Take it out and top it off with some green onions and some parsley. And that's pretty much it, you know what I'm saying? You have to eat these with some sweet and sour sauce though. I ate that entire plate by myself. Let's go!